Y'all want to watch this though? The furry fetish you never heard of. Y'all want to watch this, bro?
Furry nightmare fuel. You know it when you see it. And
What?
if you
You're not alone. Outline. What? Wait, what?
up online, you've probably seen a furry Photoshop masterpiece that radicalized you.
Ew.
But where exactly do these images come from? Who's making them? And more importantly,
Put it
who are the
away!
people into this? It turns out there's a fine line between furry art and body horror. And when you cross that line, you enter an obscure internet community where the boundaries between flesh, fursuit, and fetish don't matter. This is a deep dive into botched fursuits and body horror gone sexy. This is Bad Art History.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that whatsoever. This is not cute, bro. Oh.
Part 1. Furry Nightmare Fuel. The internet operates much like a freak show. We are morbidly obsessed with creating mythology around our freaks, in every sense of the word. So when a video of a furry dolphin homunculus man began circulating online in 2008 with virtually no explanation, it tapped into humanity's oldest instinct.
Kill it.
Being mean to furries on the internet. So where did this thing come?
Ew, bro. We gotta put this shit down, bro. Bro, put it away! Put it away! Put it in a fucking sock and fucking punch it, bro. Put this bitch. Yo, get him out of here. Get him out of here. We gotta put this down, bro. Yo. Ew.
From. This is where our rabbit hole begins. On March 24th, 2007, the Canadian art team North Fur, specializing in making animal-themed face prosthetics, had recently finished up their latest practice piece, a hyper-realistic dolphin muzzle. They took a few pictures, uploaded them to DeviantArt, and the whole thing flew under the radar. But a few months later, the Dolphin Man inexplicably appeared on a furry image board, and someone thought it would be funny if they reposted him to the furry porn website E621.
Bro.
And that was the beginning of the end. Users immediately spammed the Dolphin Man with downvotes, called him nightmare fuel, and one person even complained the image was so distressing it was making him violent. So you can imagine how people reacted when they found the dolphin video.
Oh my god,
on December 30th, 2007, the North...
Oh shit, what did I do?
Alarming...
Yo, did you see the Asian billionaire who turned himself into a dog? Bro. We gotta go, bro. We like as a human species, bro. We gotta go, bro. It's over, bro. It's over. It's been over for a while, bro. Have you watched Tusk? No, I haven't watched Tusk.
Clip of the dolphin muzzle in a full range of motion, and Pandora's fursuit was officially unzipped.
Ew.
In no time at all, screenshots of the Dolphin Man began surfacing everywhere. NeoGAF, 4chan, Macro-chan. And as is protocol online, if you don't know where something came from, just start making shit up. Rumors quickly spread that this was footage from some government experiment to turn people into Kyle's dad. Others claim that it was a banned Facebook video from 2004, even though it was filmed in 2006. Others still insisted that the original audio was actually lost media, uploading hoax versions of the video with their own audio and claiming that that was the original footage. And for the next 13 years, far past the point where you could simply Google this and find out where it came from, the urban legends persisted. So why did people freak out like this? I'm not gonna insult your intelligence here. There's a pretty glaring issue with this design. It's a touch too realistic for its own good, and it came along during an era of the internet where we were all briefly obsessed with Super Mario in real life.
Super Mario in real life.
For millions of people in the 2010s, Uncanny Valley images were their first contact with internet hoax imagery.
I don't like this, bro.
People came away with two game theories about the dolphin guy. Either he was disturbing because furry's bad and the artists that made him sucked, and did I mention furry's bad? Or he was creepy because someone wanted him to look that way. Because it was a fetish thing. So to really figure out why this image exists, we gotta talk about a really freaky guy in a bathtub named Jonathan Galindo.
Ew! I know, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I can't watch. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. It's giving me the heebie. I have chills all over running down my body. I have fucking chills, bro. I can't watch this, bro. Oh my god. Ew, bro. Bro.
2020, kids on the internet were legitimately living in fear of this photorealistic Goofy cosplay in piss yellow lighting with dead eyes. But one look at this image and you can tell that it's significantly older than TikTok. So where did this furry nightmare fuel par excellence come from? On January 28th, 2012, a user on the furry art site Fur Affinity, going by Dusky Sam, began documenting his progress on a Goofy.
Yo, you ever like think about like serial killers and shit, like, you know, like Michael Myers or something, or like, no, let's say like Chucky, bro. Like, it's kind of creepy, but you know you could punch that bitch in the forehead. You know, if you really needed to, you can like really get him out of here, like just fucking beat the fuck out of him. Like, this is one of those instances where it's like, you are so creepy. The only fact of I could beat your ass 900 billion times out of 10. But the fact that you're so fucking creepy is what would make me fucking crumble and I would die instantly, bro. Oh my god, bro. Like, imagine, I couldn't touch you, bro. You're just so disgusting to me. I couldn't kill you, bro. Oh.
Cosplay. Through a combination of clothes, makeup, and a dog snout prosthetic that he had purchased from North Fur FX, Dusky Sam uploaded a series of 29 photos showing off the range of his talents. He even dipped his toe into some alt history predictions. And this was all well received until it hit 4chan in 2015. Internet sleuths began digging deeper, and in no time at all, they found his Xtube account. Over the next 3 years, different Goofy photos, explicit and otherwise, began to surface on Reddit, sparking discussion about which side should have actually won World War II. But the videos have long since been taken down, the site hosting them is closed, and it seemed like Dusky Sam could finally put all of this behind him. Until 2019. That year,
Wait, so he was doing porn?
a new offshoot of an infamous whale-themed internet challenge had just taken off. Numerous identical accounts popped up across all social media sites claiming to be someone named Jonathan Galindo, who looked like this and threatened to dox children unless they performed some permanent act. It seems obvious now that this was not all just one guy, but TikTokers weaponized their collective 10 IQ anyway, and uncritically made the connection between Dusky Sam's cosplay and the fictional persona of Jonathan Galindo.
Yo.
And they came after him so hard that Samuel Canini, the actual human being behind Dusky Sam, had to issue an official statement disavowing any connection between his artwork and the challenge. And it was at this point, researching the video, that I hit a wall. I knew in my gut that this was connected to a fetish thing somehow. I wasn't convinced that this could possibly just end with the Goofy nightmare bathtub. But I figured, okay, there's one more furry nightmare fuel classic that I haven't looked into yet. It's probably nothing, but, you know, maybe it'll contain a very specific phrase that only gets used in a very obscure DeviantArt fetish community that gets so balls to the wall with it that even furries don't want to touch it.
Ew!
You know, hypothetically.
No.
Part 3.
No.
The Red
Please,
Bubble
no
Dog
part 3.
Man.
No.
So it turns out I was partially right about this fetish thing because this.
Ew! Motherfucker! Ew! Kill it! Kill it! Fucking. Ew!
So a few weeks ago, Pugpoggers on Twitter asked me to find the origin of these two images.
Bro,
the
kill
one
it.
on the right is
Kill
kind of
it,
a dead
kill it.
end, and it's most likely AI generated.
Yeah.
But the one on the left is actually a Nightmare Fuel classic from 2009. Uploaded to DeviantArt that year by artist Jagdragon, it doesn't look like much. In fact, it was just this guy's Photoshop project for his CG arts class, and his intention was to morph himself with his dog. But the internet had other plans for him. And in the mid-2010s, this image made the usual rounds on Reddit and Imgur, and everyone made their usual kill it with fire comments. One Redditor found this image so frightening, he demanded to know if this actually happened to someone in real life.
Bro.
To this day, no one has answered him. But the Dog Man also appeared on one other website you wouldn't expect. If you reverse search this, you'll find a listing for a sticker on Redbubble. And the listing name isn't furry anything or Dog Man or anything like that.
Okay.
It simply reads Zoomorph sticker. So I went on deep.
Zoomorph, bro. I don't even want to see this. There's gonna be more of them, these ugly motherfuckers, bro. And there's just someone that's just like literally, there's someone photoshopping these bitches, bro. Deadass, there's someone out there that's photoshopping these bitches. Yo, whoever you are, bro, I'm finding you, bro. I will find you, bro. I will find you, dog. But if you're wearing one of those shits or any of those things, like the dolphin thing, maybe you got it, bro. But oh my god.
DeviantArt.edu and typed in zoomorph and found this and
what
this,
the fuck? What? Whoa.
And all of these. Because even though the dolphin miss,
we gotta. I mean, cake is cake. You know what I mean? All right.
And this. And all of these. Because
what
even though the dolphin muzzle, bathtub goofy,
Twitch clip
and
that.
the dogman are not exclusively fetish images as intended by the artists, in one of the worst coincidences ever, they happen to look exactly like something that is. Something DeviantArt immediately recommends when you click on this image.
What?
The zoomorph humiliation fetish.
Ew,
but if you want to hear a
bro.
sentence that's a little less upsetting, try this video was sponsored by Meta PCs.
Okay.
Customizing a PC.
Brody. Yo, this girl got paid, bro. This video, how many views it got? This girl got paid, dog. Yo, 1.3 million. She got a sponsor on this bitch, bro. L ad, but W paycheck, bro. Everyone say W paycheck for her, bro. W her. I might have to use code Frankie on her, bro. What the fuck?
Boomers on DeviantArt. Now,
what?
before everyone jumps me in the comments, 3 things you ought to know. This is anthroart, as in anthropomorphic animal. This is a photomorph, a term no one really uses anymore. And this is a zoomorph. Now, on paper, these are 2 versions of the same concept. An animal with distinctly human features. But while this variety can be found basically anywhere furry art exists, this one really only lives on DeviantArt. But why? Well, there are actually a few rules when it comes to furry fetish art. Generally speaking, you don't want to lean into the human features too much. And you never, ever, ever want to cut out someone's face in Microsoft Paint and stick it on a barn animal. Unless that happens to be your fetish. So to come back to our dog man for no reason at all, right next to him is a user-generated collection called Photomorphs. And already, it's not obvious that this is mainstream furry. The biggest furry porn site that hosts this kind of content only has several dozen images to offer. And one of the few artists behind most of this stuff on there nuked his entire gallery for reasons unknown.
What
and when you look up the term zoomorph, no results on the furry porn sites. Yet, DeviantArt is crawling with these guys. This account's whole shtick is taking random selfies and photoshopping animal features onto the women's heads. Ew! And the comments are all really normal about it. This one takes a more Animorph style approach to, again, disfiguring the selfies of completely innocent women.
Why are the feet
this
so
guy
big,
is
bro?
a researcher at a medical facility that runs experiments turning beautiful young women into mammalian abominations.
Ew!
He goes by Theoryanthropist. Keep that name in the back of your head. And the examples are honestly too numerous to list. Every animal, every stage of transition, every conceivable category is someone's fetish on this website. And if you still don't believe me, here's a guy whose thing is specifically putting the heads of Asian women onto small animals. But hold up. You're thinking, how can you say it's a fetish just because these people are photoshopping really scary stuff using women's selfies and also writing really long stories about it?
I hate that one.
They could be doing this for any reason. There are actually some very reliable tells when it comes to DeviantArt fetish behavior. The comments, for example, On this post by the Theoryanthropist about a hot young blonde being turned into a lioness against her will, the sole comment reads, "Continue with the experiments."
What the
or
fuck?
Or this post of a dog girl using a selfie of dubious origin, where the comments...
Bro, I just don't understand, bro. Like, when you look at a dog or something, or a cat or anything, how are you like, yo, I want to put my dick in it? How does that go to your brain? I want to put my dick in it. Like, what? How, bro? How does that even come to your brain, bro?
Praise her remarkable beauty, and one calls her good girl. You get the point. But even lacking comments, the fetish tells alone are numerous. Extreme emphasis in the photo captions on the women's humiliation and despair over their new animal body.
That's
Constant
disgusting.
Repetition when it comes to words like drooling, out of control, or the horror. And most tellingly, oh no, the big lady sat on me. If you've seen a few of these videos now, you know what that phrase means. But if you don't, I'm basically referring to these incredibly complex origin stories that they come up with in the captions, explaining how these young, beautiful women just accidentally fell into a vat one day and became some kind of like a cat-girl science experiment. And thematically the whole thing reads like, oh no, I can't believe this happened to me. Oh no, well, I'm not gonna do anything about it now. That kind of thing. So what to make of all this? Simply put, it's an animal transformation fetish with humiliation features. And even though the animal part plays a major role, this is really not much of a furry thing at all. They just happen to share some vocabulary. Regardless of genre, furry fetish art is primarily about animals with human features, whereas this stuff is really just human women attaining animal features, often against their will. In fact, I couldn't help but notice something incredibly boomer-coded about the entire thing, which may explain its absence on the popular websites. A lot of the women featured tend to be conventionally attractive as opposed to internet hot. You don't see a lot of e-girls, mostly stock photo models and girl next door types. The captions seemingly never refer to memes or pop culture. What film references there are feel incredibly dated. This community does little to indicate that they're aware of a world outside of DeviantArt.com. And I'd say the biggest tell is their use of this word, photo manipulation. The term is pretty dated. It was never even very popular back when photoshopping something was a novel concept. And this is obviously just my speculation, but the whole thing really does just feel like a group of older people for whom the furry thing never clicked in their heads. So if they're not furries, then how did they figure out they were into this?
Yeah, how would they, I don't even know what to say. No, I'm just gonna just her onion. Yeah, I'm just gonna, Tristan is gooning. Gooner.
5. Boomer body horror. Transformation fetishes are everywhere online. Often abbreviated TF, they're one of the most popular categories among furry websites, and really
The fuck?
anywhere you find fetish art, period. And the simplest explanation is, many people are drawn to imaginary scenarios where they can surrender power of...
I'm about to leave. This shit is actually weird. Okay.
Their body in a controlled environment. Kinda like a masochism thing. Others prefer the opposite, where they can transform into something big and powerful. As with a lot of fetishes with big internet communities, it's often a case of early childhood exposure to transformation sequences in books and movies and cartoons, things that take on a morbidly fascinating quality by the time puberty rolls around. According to psychologist and professional gamer PhD Dr. Mark Griffiths, the most common type of transformation material online, by far, is humans turning into animals. And this is not shocking. Transformation has a massive overlap with basically every subculture that has even a single gooner among its ranks. As one transformation fetishist explains, I don't identify at all with the furry thing. I mean, no offense to those of you who do.
Okay.
For me, it's merely a curiosity about what a particular form would physically feel like.
Ew.
And in some cases, there's even a slight element of humiliation.
Why can't people just go, like, I guess it's been a time forever, but like, why can't people just be normal? Like, just like pussy, or if you like butt, bro. Like, if you're a boy and you like boys, and if you're a girl, you're a boy and you like girls, like girls too. You know what I mean? Like, well, why we gotta do all this other bullshit, bro? Why we gotta do all this, bro? This is where I start hating like humans as a whole, bro. We always gotta have something weird going on, bro. Y'all can't just like just some butt, bro. I like fucking toasters. Is that a problem? Piece of shit. King. Yo, and that kink shamer shit, bro. I know you're trolling, but kink shaming should be real, bro. I hate when motherfuckers say, don't kink shame me, bro. I'm not fucking being racist, you dumb fuck. You're horny. You're telling me you're fucking kink. You're telling me what you do when you jerk off and you get off and you come on yourself. You freaky motherfucker. I don't care if I'm kink shaming you. Come to me and tell me I'm kink shaming you. I'd sock you in your throat and say you're disgusting. Get away from me, you fucking Jezebel. Fuck.
At no longer being entirely human. It's
Twitch,
when
clip
some
that.
element of control and or slight humiliation appears that it becomes erotic. In fact, I've noticed one common theme in all the transformation scenes that caught my attention growing up. The scene typically focuses—
Yo, it's fine. Like, I get it. Like, people have their things, what they like, bro. But I'm just sorry. I'm so I don't know how the porn industry made people fucking think it's okay for people to be like, my kink is okay and you guys should all comfort me about it. The fuck? You're a fucking weirdo. You're a weirdo. I don't need to comfort you for it, bro. Go find another girl, guy, or whatever the fuck you're into that will comfort you for that, but I don't need to. Personally, I don't. And the rest of the fucking world don't, bro.
on the character's reaction, which is often a sense of, my own body is betraying me. In the imagination, transforming can be liberating and escapism and empowering and all that good stuff. But in reality, it would be pretty painful and horrifying to behold. Now, quick tangent here. For what it's worth, the dolphin muzzle was not a fetish piece. We know this because in virtually all of the posts on the usual sites tagged NorthFurFX, it's just run-of-the-mill photography showing off their makeup skills.
I hate it.
Barely any flesh. But he breaks the illusion, because in real life, transformation would probably look a lot like this. In other words, disfiguring. And for people who get off to humiliating transformations, that's the whole point. It's only a few clicks away from zoomorphism before you get into the darker stuff. Girls stranded in the humiliating midpoint between woman and reptile, women who barely resemble humans at all. Many of these I can't even show you because they're legitimately just screenshots from the hub with the women's faces made to look—
Wait, what are y'all saying? No. 5 hands in my— what?
As animalistic and disfigured as possible. And if you dig deeper still, you find the dog woman head swap community, which is exactly what it sounds like.
What the fuck?
And when I call this stuff body horror, that's not me clutching my pearls. Think of it this way. Terror and exhilaration are very similar feelings. Transformation and body horror are both visually effective through the intimate manipulation of the body. They both change you, they both strip you of your control, and they both can get pretty dehumanizing in the most practical sense. And honestly, I think that's where a lot of the morbid fascination comes from. It's not a coincidence that horror and sci-fi often evoke body horror and sexuality in the same breath. People like being stimulated, they like being manhandled, and you only need to get your wires crossed one time to decide that this is as sexy as this. But what about the real thing? Virtually all this stuff is confined to—
But no, you don't, bro. Bro, I'm sorry. No. This— well, first of all, she photoshopped it all hell, but like, a regular human girl with a cow outfit on is not the same as— there's nothing, bro. It's not. I don't know. I get what she's trying to say, but I don't. I truly don't, bro.
But what about the real thing? Virtually all this stuff is confined to art and fetish fiction, but there are people who take this stuff to its logical extreme. Because when Photoshop isn't enough, you can always just carve up your actual body. Super Mario in real life. Biofur as a term is very controversial. You can't look it up on DeviantArt, and its discussion page on Wikifur cites its unpopularity as a naming convention because so few people seem to identify that way at all. But every group is entitled to its outliers, and there is a vanishing minority of furries for whom transformation art alone simply doesn't cut it. Back in 1998, a furry troll going by Blue Otter launched Furnetics.com, the website of an alleged gene therapy clinic running out of Mongolia that was developing human-to-furry technology. You can even click this link that goes nowhere to learn about their upcoming 2015 partnership with the nation of Iran. But some people were more sincere about this. In the 2000s, there was this very obscure website called the Equine Dream Foundation. Its mission statement? Promote transhumanism through body mods, surgery, medicine, any means necessary. The site itself contains a few pieces of transformation fiction and poetry. On their Hall of Fame page, they cite Michael Jackson, the Lizard Man, and this man covered in leopard print tattoos as living examples of extensive body modification.
It's disgusting,
Now, the implication that Michael Jackson literally became a white guy because he had vitiligo is very funny and incorrect, and I'm not really sure what he's doing on this website, but it did make me laugh. I wasn't expecting to see that. And while someone like the Lizard Man is undeniably super modded in service of looking like a specific animal,
he's kind of sick though. This guy's actually kind of chill. He probably has probably not chill. He probably is a fucking weirdo IRL. His teeth are fucking sick though. Like, this is a cool look, but like, you probably like some weird shit that I wouldn't want to hang out with you for longer than like, once 5 o'clock hits and the sun start dimming, I'm probably gonna go away from you, bro.
Consensus is not that he's literally turning into one. Evidently, this subculture got laughed out of the room by other furries, and this is probably why biofur never really became a thing. There's even a 2008 DeviantArt thread making fun of this specific website. But surely, one person out there must have attempted to remove body parts to actually become an animal, right? In the most extreme example that I could find, some of you may remember this 2019 incident where a furry, alleged, had some kind of a DIY dry ice treatment that he was using for his arthritis, which accidentally froze his hands and forced him to amputate. Allegedly, so that he would have no choice but to wear prosthetic paws for the rest of his life. Now, I have looked high and low for evidence that this is something this person did on purpose, and every single time I found the same 4chan screenshot that people were reposting and treating as gospel. I really don't know what to think. I'm not sure this is true. So, are people doing this to themselves in real life? You know, like that one Redditor wanted to know about the dog man? No. But there is a small online community of people that believe in this on a spiritual level, and they call themselves Therians. And there's that word again, Therian. You may remember that the DeviantArt medical experiments roleplay guy, his username contained this word, Therianthropist. But Therians online are a different thing, and they're not a fetish. They know that they're human beings, but it's their belief that their human form does not reflect the innate spiritual animal identity that they experience.
That's how I feel, bro. I can't lie, bro. I mean, if you look at my shirt, bro, dead ass, I think dead ass that's me, bro. I'm a Therian, bro. Everyone say certified Therians in the chat. Twitch clip that.
They don't actually think they're turning into animals, and they really only pertain to our discussion because they use similar vocabulary to the zoomorph fetish guys, but I have a feeling that's only the case because the genre of guy turning into animal provides us very little vocabulary to choose from. So we've covered the nightmare fuel, we covered the fetish, we covered the body horror thing, but we haven't covered you. Because you have definitely indulged in this kind of thing.
Me?
Not necessarily in a fetish way, and you probably didn't think twice.
What?
The true part 5. John Pork.
What
The anthropomorphic animal thing has been a fixture of every society since the beginning of forever, and ours is no exception. Some of you grew up reading Animorphs, some of you watched Disney's Robin Hood as a kid, some of you heard the animal sounds Jonathan Davis was making and decided,
yeah, Twitch clip that. What the fuck am I doing, bro?
To take it literally. And some of you are just really big fans of John Pork. Horse girl, cosplay, Snapchat animal filters, drag makeup, the cat girl phenomenon. This stuff is ubiquitous. I think it's an inherent part of human nature to try and identify with our animal companions, and most of the time it's completely fun and innocent. There just happens to be a minority of people for whom the experience is a little more intense. But to finish our journey all the way back out of the rabbit hole, let's return to our nightmare fuel and specifically to the artists that made it possible. There's one question about the Dolphin Man that we still haven't answered. Why did he look like that? Well, I hit up North4FX on Twitter, and this is what they had to say. In 2005, I met my partner, and he wanted to be more involved in my business. He'd never tried sculpting before. In 2006, we discussed what he could sculpt, and we decided to go for a dolphin because he was a fan of the Sega Echo games, and I thought it would be a simple shape to train on. So we both worked on the dolphin, passing it back and forth, taking turns working on it, for him to get a feel for the process. Unfortunately, he couldn't quite get a grasp for morphing an animal shape to fit over a human head, and he hasn't sculpted since. The makeup was done on August 30th, 2006, where I modeled it. I saw the "this is not a drill" video when I saw a notification on my YouTube copyright tab. I thought it was funny. I'm very aware of how creepy what I make is. The uncanny valley is my playground, and I enjoy making art that leans over that cliff.
I don't like this,
I've
bro.
mostly just been sitting back
this
and
at all
chuckling
one bit,
and
bro.
just letting people have their fun with it.
This shit's
It's an
pissing me
extension
off,
of their
bro.
creativity to create stories and videos and edits with it. I've seen the origin stories people whip up, or the people treating it as some sort of lost media to go find the original audio. I never included the audio because my old digital camera had terrible onboard audio. Old early gen digital cameras sucked. So basically, they never set out to terrify the public, and neither did Dusky Sam, or the Dog Man, or ostensibly the Dog Woman Head Swap Fetish guys on DeviantArt. It was just an unintended consequence that made for good internet storytelling. So if you're gonna get into this kind of thing and share it online, just be warned. It could get a little hairy. This has been
I get it.
Bad Art History.
Thank you.
Thank you again to the
thank you.
Meta PCs for sponsoring today's video.
Oh, okay.
Please make sure to use my...
Yo, this was actually a really good video. W her, bro. This video was like a year ago. So I'm gonna give it a like though, either way. Great ass video from Frankie Faye, bro. Great video. Disgusting. Made me fucking almost throw up in my fucking mouth. I guess that's the end of the John Pork segment as well. So bye, John Pork. Everyone say bye to John Pork. Let me give him a little... Hey, John. I'll see you later. No. I will. Oh my god. Yes, I watched it. We can do it today. Bye. Twitch clip that.
Please welcome Turning Point USA CEO and Chair Erica Kirk.
Charlie, I'm a star. I'm driving big cars. JD real bar. Fuck a dirty bar. When do we come? I take it in a bar. Dollar J Trump. Find me like a small bar. Charlie, I'm a star. I'm driving big cars. JD real bar. Fuck a dirty bars. When I